Hi, it's Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services, and we're starting a new series for our younger and our newer church musicians, Beginner's Guide to Gospel Chords, Building a Solid Foundation. Let's get going. So, the gospel sound is built on a foundation of chords that lead you through particular songs. We're in the key of C, and we're looking at our scale. And I've always worked on how many chords can I find within a structure of a scale. Of course, you have your main root chord, which can consist of three notes played in inversions. So everyone is starting there. A lot of musicians are learning that this is the one. Go up four, that's your four. Go up five, that's your fifth chord. Your C, your F, and your G, based upon the designated names given to the scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then it reverts back to C. But I always wanted musicians to be able to understand, once you've got the basic knowledge of the name of a note, the name of the chord associated with that note, what then? This is when you begin to build your chord structure. Now, the Nashville system gives us the C, D minor, E minor, F, G, major, I should say, A minor, B diminished, and back to your C. So that is going to build upon your first understanding of assigning each scale note and three note chord a name, what I like to call the family. That is your family. And that family names associated with any key that you happen to be in. Now, I always wanted to look at it as, how can I now add to that? This is how I add to it. Following the same path, but changing some of the members of the chords to give me a desired sound. And you see I'm using both hands. So I played all the notes that are found in the scale, but also assigned to those notes a different orientation. So now, what did I just do there? I went and I borrowed the adjacent notes that are also within the same range of the scale to develop a new tone. And each while that you see me playing, I am now adding different tones to help do the same purpose. We're following the same pattern, but now we're incorporating other notes. This is how you begin to build a foundation of chords. How do you want to use those chords? In the jazz tone, you have the one, the four, and the five. And that's been turned into an actual progression of chords. How you get there is just as important as when you get there. I always said that if you want to be able to add more chords to your chord palette, you have to know that they exist. You have to know that this chord exists, that this chord exists, that this chord exists. Gospel music has taken the elements of all types of songs in its uh, in its creation during my understanding of it. It borrows from anthems, hymns, spirituals, the early jazz tones to help call it an actual. I used to hate to use the word conglomerate, if that's the right word, but it is just a mixture of so many styles and so many chords to help develop that sound. What am I doing? I am borrowing notes to give me a desired sound. One does not just be able to walk into a chord without knowing that that chord exists. What is the desired tone, the desired sound you want? What we're going to be doing with this series is sharing everything that I've learned about creating and building on the very basic of music. And we're going to go through all the keys. We won't be just be in the key of C. We're going to go through all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 semitones so that you can become as comfortable as possible in knowing what chords there, giving it the required name, and then the application of it. Um, I always use a test when I'm taking on a student. I ask them to play me Mary Had a Little Lamb to see whether or not they have practiced their scales. If I say Mary Had a Little Lamb in the key of C, if they find the first note, then I know they practice scales. If you can't find the first note of Mary Had a Little Lamb, then I'll know you don't practice scales. Why? Because it always starts on the third note of the root scale. It's always going to be the third note. If I were to go to the key of D, where's the third note of the key of D? It's an F sharp. What's the third note of the key of B? It is in, I want to call it correctly, a D sharp. Oh, I'm in B. I meant D. A sharp. So once you understand the scales, their correct names, and how they're called, given any song you want to play, you will be able to find a melody real quick. It's the same thing with chords. If I want to chord that same song, would that chord be assigned to Mary Had a Little Lamb? It doesn't sound right. Still there, not quite. There's the chord that'll fit there. Now I can assign all the other chords, and how I'm feeling them. Then if I want to turn a little gospel, now I'm branching out. There it is. Now we'll be picking songs that will help you to learn the assignment of chords to any song that you're learning. Some songs that may be familiar to you. We'll try to pick the ones that are in the public domain. But the idea is that as you build your chord palette, your chord library, you'll be able to pick and choose which chords you want to assign to any song, so that when you want to get into soloing, just soloing, you can find those chords without issues. And you will notice that I have not called out the number system one time. because I talk to it. I don't preach it, but I do talk to it because it is a path to building a chord recognition. I could go 1, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. But you would never have known what chords I was playing in that sequence. I look to give you the chords understanding first and then apply the number to it. So if you want to be in a 6 in the key of C, but a 7th chord name, it could be the minor in the 6th, but it could be the major 7th. That's what I want to teach you. The major 7th chord, how to chord around, let me see, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a common gospel progression of chords. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6. But you'd rather know the chord than the number. 2, 3, 4, 4 plus diminish, 5 with a 4 bass, rather 5 with a 4 chord. Stay in the 5. Going outside and go to your 1. That's what we're looking to do in this course. So if you like these videos, if you like this series which we're coming up with, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're looking to give the best gospel music instruction on the internet. Your subscriptions and your likes help to make us reach more musicians striving to become the best they possibly can be. Leave your comments, and I'll see you on the next part of this series. Take care.